Right, we're back again. Spurs have just lost another game in the league. That's 5 out of the last 6. Managers have got sacked for worse. What did you think of the game against West Ham?
I thought the defence was bad.
Yeah.
I thought Lucas's goal was good. And Bale's corner kick to Lucas to make the header was good.
Yeah, I did too. But you thought the defence was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had the defence. I thought it was worse than that. It was the same again. The same two culprits that we single out every time, it seems, recently, were at their old tricks again. But look, I thought the game was a little bit like the Everton game, and I suppose a bit like the Europa game during the week, in that Spurs went on the front foot. There was none of this sitting around letting the other team have possession and trying to hit them on the break. No, Spurs had more possession for a change. It was the other way around. It was 20 shots as opposed to 4. And what does that tell you? It tells you that they just didn't take their chances. You know, a lot of those shots were over the bar and nowhere near the goal, but they still created enough chances. I think if Harry Kane had his shooting boots on, he would have got at least 1, maybe 2. Bale was fierce unlucky with the shot that came off the crossbar. That would have been special if it had gone in.
Mm-hmm.
So on another day, I think we win that game. And as I was saying after the Everton game, if we play like that, we win some and we'll lose others. But the real problem is that we're giving these teams a 2-goal head start. I mean, as soon as I saw the team sheet, I went, we need to score 3 to win here. And yeah, we would have had to score 3. And I think if you're Harry Kane or Bale or Son, you must be thinking, they're putting us under fierce pressure. We have to score 3 to win because these boys can't do the job at the back. I mean, if there's any disharmony in the camp, you just have to wonder as human beings in any job, if somebody's not pulling their weight, they can't be happy with them. They just can't. I just wonder whether that's having an effect as well on morale. So I was disappointed with the result. I'd also say, even though it sounds like sour grapes, that their first goal should never have stood.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
We should have gotten a 3.
Well, it was a blatant body check and elbow to the face.
Mm.
I again, maybe I'm just biased. You know, if I am, I accept that. But even just my initial reaction was, well, hold on, that's we should be looking at that on VAR to see if it's a sending off, not to see whether it wasn't a goal. But that being said, it seemed that none of the officials or the pundits seemed to think so. The Spurs players did stop. They stopped. They were convinced it was a free kick, but they shouldn't have. The old rule in football is you play the whistle. If you think it's offside or it's a foul, you don't just stop. You wait till the referee blows up. You keep playing. So they made that mistake. Sanchez just stopped playing. Dyer should have dealt with the cross. He didn't. Hugo should have dealt with the cross. He didn't. So back to the same suspects again. So yeah, disappointing that that's what we have to do. And the game against Wolfsberger, similar again. We go and we score 4 goals away from home, which is, you know, admittedly they're not a great team, but they could have scored 3. I mean, we gave away another stupid penalty, questionable penalty again, but I think it was a little bit more clear-cut than the previous 2. Sissoko was played into terrible trouble. He should have done better, but he was played into trouble. I can't remember who by. And they hit the bar. Hugo was nowhere. And yeah, he's made a good save from a header in the first half. But on another day, that game was a lot closer. You know, if they had taken their chances, we, again, would have needed 3 or 4 to win. And that seems to be a pattern now. And it's just too much pressure to put on our attackers. And especially if the other team scores first, and if they can sit back, we have to break them down and score 2 or 3 goals. So that's where I think it's at now. But I think against lesser opposition, and in fairness, West Ham, as much as we dislike them, are doing well, and they do seem to have a good team. Maybe not the best individuals, but as a team, they seem to be well drilled and playing for each other, which is what we don't seem to be able to do. We're the polar opposites of that. So yeah, that's disappointing. But sorry, as I was getting to, against lesser teams, you would think that maybe they won't take their they won't get that 2-goal head start. Maybe we can limit them to 1, and maybe we'll find it easier to score 2 or 3. And I still think we will win games if we play like that, but just not against the better teams. It's just not going to happen. So in light of all that, I don't see us progressing especially if we get a bad draw. I don't see us progressing very far in the Europa League. I think as soon as we get it up against a good team, we're going to be found out. Unless something changes very, very soon, and I don't know what it can be. The pair at centre half, they must be the worst combination in the league, and they're that bad. Sanchez nearly outdid himself with what he did against Man City. What he did against West Ham was almost as bad. Dyer was at sea for that goal as well. It would seem that Toby isn't fit enough to play every game. He's the best centre half at the club. For some reason, manager didn't play him. I can only think he's not able to play 2 games in a week. But if at all possible, he needs to play. And as I said before, a team can carry a passenger, but 2 passengers that work as 2 players that work as a partnership, it's not so easy. If one of them is a passenger and the other one's very good, you can get away with it to a point. But 2 of them together working as a unit when they're both passengers, no. And all said and done, we never replaced Vertonghen. We just didn't. I mean, how they thought going into the season that with those 2 were going to do the job. Tanganga now seems to be right back. I think he was unfortunate that he was subbed at half time. I wouldn't have subbed him.
It was good.
Yeah, and Doherty just straight on was at fault for the goal as well. Gave it away up the pitch. They go down and score. And he didn't really add a whole lot. He got forward more, but he didn't have a whole lot going into the box. I mean, he did have an assist against Wolfsberger, but again, they were like a pub team. Bale scored a really excellent goal. Son scored a good goal as well. Yeah, Lucas scored a good goal too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I suppose there's a few positives there. So who have we got next? Yeah, we don't remember. Now there you go. We're going to have to put us up there somewhere. Yeah, up there. Who we have next in the league. It should be a home game, and it shouldn't be.
Isn't there a second leg of the Wolves, whatever they're called?
Wolfsberger, yeah, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep, that's on Wednesday. But the next league game, don't know. Well,
Don't have a clue.
Hopefully, it's one that's winnable, because at the moment
we need a win.
Yeah, the form is most disappointing, and I'm not even going to get into whose fault it is. Everybody we've mentioned has some blame in it, but the team need to get out of a rut. I just think the performance on Sunday wasn't that bad. I think if we had had that a few weeks ago, we would have been happier. There was a lot of talk going around. Well, we're playing so badly, but if we played a more entertaining brand of football, we'd be happier even if we still lost. And that's basically what's happened against West Ham and Everton. Cut those mistakes out, and a bit of luck with the referee. Again, in both games, well, it's a different story. So I think there's reason to be optimistic. I'm hoping Bale can start playing every game now at this stage, because he was a different class when he came on. Just seemed to have discovered some of his mojo again. Head and shoulders the best player on the pitch when he came on. And hopefully that's some sort of reason for optimism. Yeah, not everyone played well. Son wasn't great. I don't think Kane was great either, but we can't expect him to carry the team every game, and that's what I'm saying. Other players have to come in. Dele came in and he was frustrating, trying flicks when he shouldn't have. Tottenham played very well in the first half, but I can't understand why he was taken off, apart from perhaps that he was on a booking. I thought it should have been Lucas, but in fairness, Lucas scored, so maybe it was a good decision. But there you go. We'll look forward to the next game. I think the Europa League against Wolfsberger, surely we're not going to lose by a 3-goal margin at home. Surely not. Surely that's job done. But it is Spurs. But they just were pubed him. And hopefully we can get back to winning ways in the league. It does look like top 4 is gone. But you never know. Team like West Ham, who are up there now, but they're not used to it. The pressure could be on a little later in the season and they could go and lose a few games. You just never know. But it's hard to be optimistic. I think now that manager has to be looking at that Europa League now as being the priority, and that's where the strongest, from the next round onwards, that's where the strongest team gets played, and the Premier League team is the weakened team. I can see that Sissoko and Winks playing in the league games and the better players playing in the Europa League. So we'll see. I still think I think Jose has until the summer, but I think if he doesn't win a trophy,
well, he's out.
I think he's gone. I actually think if he doesn't win the Europa League, he's out the door. I'm not even sure winning the League Cup is going to save him.
Yeah.
You know, Levy actually sacked the 2 managers that won the League Cup not that long after they won it.
Oh.
You know, Levy actually sacked the manager who'd won the League Cup the following season, a couple of days before an FA Cup semi-final, which was madness altogether, but he's done it. And we had a bad run of form at the start of the season after the 2008 League Cup, 2008, 2009. He sacked the manager after about 7 or 8 games into the season. We had a very bad run. We won 2 out, or maybe it was 10 games. We won 2 out of the first 10 games or something like that. And the manager was gone. And Jose's heading that way. But I just don't see between what they will have to pay him. There possibly be no one available until the season's over, and the fact that we're still in 2 cups and whatever about the league, you know, Jose's won that competition before. Do we stick with him and see what happens in it? But I think if we get knocked out the Europa League in the next round, if we play someone good and get knocked out, you just have to wonder. But anyway, look, that's enough for now. We'll talk to you after the next one, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, Pandas, what have you got to say there? Yeah. Getting hard to stay enthusiastic, but we'll try.
Well, y'all is always happy.
Y'all?
When he gets his tom-tom rubs.
Yeah, but the people don't know who Y'all is. Y'all used to be sports manager. He's our dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So maybe we call our next dog Poch, because Y'all was the former manager when we got him. One day Ramos was manager and we called him after the previous manager. So of course, when we get another dog, if Jose's already gone, we're gonna have to call the dog Jose. So you make what you like of that. Anyway.
Yes.
Goodbye.